Self-improvement is a lie, right? Evolution is the answer. Now, before I dive into my philosophy and this whole new way of how to change your life, you need to understand that self-improvement is putting a band-aid on, like putting a band-aid over a mark. Okay? The real life results always will come from inner work. Now, I'm not going to be one of these people just say that, oh, you could just be inwardly 100% happy and then the exterior would, will fucking everything, like everything will go your way as long as you do this, as long as you do that. No, there is a subjective reality to this world, right? For example, let's say if these people that are into like manifestation, if I write down and if I affirm that I'm gonna lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, right? But I keep on eating, am I gonna lose weight, right? Or these people that be like, oh, positive thinking, or you just gotta be positive. With the energy you give out, you're gonna get back. Uh, I could be fucking depressed, but if I just get my ass on a fucking treadmill, right? And let's say my goal is to lose weight, but let's say I fucking hated every part of it, like everything, but I still did the work, I'll still lose weight, right? Every video, when you click on it, you have to understand this and you have to ask yourself this. Is this video that I'm clicking on, is just putting a band-aid over the solution, or like a band-aid over the mark? Because self-improvement, like a lot of people are now, especially now, right? Because I'm gonna make another video about this, but most YouTubers nowadays are just gonna be either people complaining about their reality, right? And I'm not saying this as a loser wave. I'm just saying this is like it is gonna be the truth. I know you guys, especially it's like how the algorithm is right now, especially if you're like a young man. The algorithm is gonna be people complaining about reality, about how reality sucks, and about how self-improvement is a scam. Like this is the new generation of YouTubers. The new generation of YouTubers are gonna be more about connection. They're gonna be just be a nigga like me, like a nigga just sitting down and just talking, right? And then people are gonna be like, yo, so true, so true. Like let's say a video's about the dating market, a video's about fucking like real life problems that every man's going through, like social isolation, this, that. It's gonna be basically this is how it's gonna play out. There's gonna be fucking winners in the world, right? So the 1%, and then the other 99% are just gonna be people talking about how they're suffering in life, right? And then usually how this is gonna play out is that they'll get millions of views, and it'll be just people just talking about how reality basically sucks, right? And I'm not, again, when I say that I'm not taking any, like I'm not gonna call these people losers or none of that, but let's be objective. They are complaining about reality, right? But again, I know not everybody's fucking David Goggins, or I'm not even asking you to be that. I'm just asking you to be your best self, right? So this is why it goes back to my first point. Is self-improvement for you just putting a band-aid over a solution, right? And you have to ask yourself, why are you self-improving? Is it for hoes? Is it for big booty Latinas? Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Women are so superficial that if you literally stop giving them attention, and listen, right now, I just want to put this out there. I'm not gonna say like I've always been Mr. Bitches or none of that. When I was really young, I was like a fat kid, no bitches. But in high school, bro, listen to me. In high school, I kind of like glowed up, and even I was still kind of like fat, but like I put on muscle and stuff like that. I went really skinny during 2020, during the C era. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but whatever the fuck, during that, quarantine and all that, I went really fucking skinny. I was 119 pounds, like anorexic, just skin and bones, right? And then like I rebounded weight because my metabolism was like so low that like a fucking 1,000 calories was me gaining weight, right? But anyways, I did that, and then I started getting into fitness and all that and whatever, right? And it wasn't until really my senior year when I realized like, oh, I was the Chad of the school. Now, I'm not saying this to like boost myself up, but I'm telling you that I've been in both perspectives where all these bitches wanted to like fuck me, and then no bitches. I remember bitches used to say "ew" to me, right? And when I got into high school, these were the same bitches that wanted to fuck me, right? And I didn't hold no like resentment towards it, right? Because it's like when I got to high school, I just generally realized that they just were not attractive enough. So I generally didn't like give them attention, not because I wanted to seem better. It's just these bitches were not hot, right? But the context of what I'm saying this is that I've been both, right? And women are so superficial that, especially if it's in like an enclosed environment. So let's say like a high school or a gym, right? You will get a big booty Kim K looking bitch. I'm talking about bitch got ass. I'm talking like this bitch is like, you turn into a little goblin. You're like, hey, come here. Okay, not like that, but you know, you get what I'm saying? Like this bitch, it was literally made to get fucked. Now I know God doesn't see it like that, and this is a Christian channel, but I'm just gonna be blunt, right? That same bitch, right? She'll always look for like attention, and I'm not saying this at a point of insecurity, because usually these girls are either really insecure or they have really big egos, right? It's never in the middle. It's always there's no normal bitch out there. They're all fucked up. Just like there's no normal human being out there. They're all fucked up, right? It's the world is getting so fucked up and crazy that it's literally black and white, right? But to get back to the point, right? And all this I'm saying this is all gonna tie into how self-improvement is a lie. But I just want to get this through your head so you have a better perspective. These bitches, right? When they started noticing that I didn't give them attention, right? And it wasn't for like me to manipulate and play games and, oh, don't text when, you know, all that fucking stupid bullshit that they fucking tell you to fucking sell you and shit. But when I genuinely realized, okay, this bitch got an ego, I'm not gonna, what the fuck I look like giving her attention, right? And it wasn't even come up from a place of hurt. It was just like, bitch, like, I'm not gonna, why, right? So when these bitches started realizing that I didn't give them attention, okay, listen, I literally need you to understand, they started falling for me. Like, they literally, I'm talking about these bitches would go, you know, would play hard to get with every guy. But no, as soon as she started noticing, oh, this guy isn't giving me attention, she'll come close to me. And, you know, she'll work out, play with her titties, whatever, right? You know, do her butt workout, whatever the fuck. And when they still realized that it still wasn't giving her attention, they literally would start acting like little high school girls. Like the girls in my high school that, like, they wanted to fuck me. They literally would get nervous when they got on me. Like, they would get anxiety to play with their hair. They'll literally start doing that. Now, what's the point here? Is that women are so superficial. If you literally give them zero attention, they'll literally start craving you, right? And again, this is not me trying to tell you to fuck them, because this is a Christian channel, and I'm warning you right now, Jesus is real, right? So don't use this, try to fucking, I'm gonna use this. No, but what I'm telling you is that women are so fucking superficial. Like, they'll literally, you could be a fat nigga. Now, you know, you can't look like fucking like an ogre, right? But if you have a relatively good looking face, relatively good looking body, just off giving them zero attention, they will literally start falling for you, right? So listen, just like how these women are superficial, you are doing all this superficial shit for your improvement. How many guys do their 15-minute cold shower or whatever the fuck, do all these little habits, but still in years and years produce nothing, right? That's what I'm saying. A lot of new YouTubers are gonna be kind of like that Tyler or whatever the fuck, the Fight Club nigga philosophy, where it's gonna be like, oh, just let go and just be calm. You know, I'm telling you right now, literally market predicted, the new YouTubers are gonna be like that. It's gonna be people that are gonna be like, yo, fuck all looks maxing. I'm literally predicting it. It's gonna be YouTubers that are just gonna talk about being you and being like inner confident and stuff like that. I'm literally predicting it, right? Mark my words. But probably could have explained it better, but in my other video I'll explain it better because I'll have notes and shit like that. But anyways, the point I'm trying to get towards you is self-improvement aligning you with your purpose? If it's not, then it's superficial. Why are you doing it? Who are you trying to impress, right? Now, in my social skills video, I did talk about you do need to impress yourself in order to have power and in order to have self-confidence. You do need to impress yourself, right? But you have to ask yourself, is self-improvement just superficial? Like, it's just being superficial for your own ego? Like, oh, I did all these good habits, right? Or is it aligning it to your purpose? Right? Because I'm telling you, I've had months or good weeks, right? Where I've been literally perfect. Or, like 90% perfect. Like, I've done everything. I've worked out, did everything, these self-improvement gurus try to tell you. But then after a while, you start waking up and you're just like, another day. Like, there's no drive to wake up, right? You have to make your life super simple. You have to find out what your purpose is. And listen, any guy that tells you what your purpose is on a YouTube video is scamming you. You have to find it out for yourself. The one tip that I will give you, though, is that you go through life, right? And life traumatizes you. And the rest of your life is you figuring out how to recover from your traumas and then how to make money off it, right? If you want to become a YouTuber and you want to help people, right? And then people will be like, oh, he figured out the blueprint. Okay, let me go subscribe to his channel because he has the knowledge, or he has the gamer, or he has this, or he has the course, these people that sell courses and shit like that. Or these people that sell like coaching. And 99% of the time, so if you peel down the fucking, if you snatch the fucking curtains, these niggas got their money selling courses. So before that, they wasn't even rich. That's why, that's why me, right? I'm not selling any courses. I'm literally telling you that, hey, I'm still like working and still hustling and still doing all this, right? That's why I'm saying that a lot of these new gen YouTubers are gonna be YouTubers like me, right? That are just gonna cut the bullshit and just give you the real, right? But anyways, you have to realize your purpose, right? And then you have to start taking action on that. Now, the thing is that this video, it's going to give you a lot of clarity, but it's still not going to give you the answer that you're searching for. Whenever you click on a video like this, especially if it's in self-improvement, your life is in fucking chaos already. So you're searching for an answer. You're searching for a blueprint. How many fucking guys sell courses, and every course can be boiled down to the same thing: hard work, right? And then obviously, like, if it's a niche, or something like that, where it's more specific and more learning, then yeah, right? But most of life is going to come down to your genetics, your upbringing, your personality, and your hard work. The one thing that, even if these three things were you got served a bad hand in, the hard work is something that you still can't control, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I have been looking at more videos that say like hard work is genetic and stuff like that. The thing is that even though I'm not gonna sell you niggas hope, I still don't want people to use life and the cars they're given as an excuse, right? And I'm not saying most of these YouTubers are telling you that, like, oh, just give up and all that, right? But you have to find out what your purpose is. You have to align it to Christ, because if not, I'm not going to give you no advice, and you should click off this fucking channel, only for Christians, right? You should align it to Christ, and then you should live your life, right? That's all I want to get you guys to do. That's all I want to get you guys to do, right? For me, I want to be financially well off. So then, I might make money videos. I might do this, do that, right? But the answer that you're searching for, right? I have a solution for it, right? It's my philosophy, evolution, right? Now you can click on the first link, the first video on my YouTube channel, and you can go watch. And I did almost like a 99% perfect run of what my philosophy is, and obviously as I make more videos, I might add on stuff here and there, because obviously in one recorded session, I'm not going to get everything in my head. But the one thing is evolution. So what is evolution, right? Evolution is basically, I've kind of noted that there's only 3 ways that people can change their lives. It's either through trauma, chaos, or momentum, right? Now, when you see these people who have like a lot of subscribers on YouTube, or they're very successful in life, it's usually because they build up enough good momentum, right? So now where their identity is someone who just carries good momentum. Now, not everybody's perfect. Everybody's a sinner. So everybody's going to self-sabotage at one point. The one thing is, though, is that these people have enough good momentum. right? And I talked about this in my social skills video, how one person can wake up at 10 a.m. and jack off and do all these negative bad habits, but another person can wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym and work on their business and be super productive. What's the difference in that? It's number one, identity and the momentum they built, right? When it rains, it pours. When you win in life, it's because you're always in momentum. You're always, something's happening to where you're just hitting it's like every step you take is a step up, right? You either go up and down in life, right? So that's momentum. The second part is trauma, which is basically like something exterior in the exterior world, so in reality, happens to you where you didn't really ask for it and just happens to you, and then you get traumatized, right? Either for good or bad, right? So for a lot of people, it's gonna be how they grew up in school, or trauma from breaking up from their partner, or it could be it can even be some dangerous shit where, like, you know, you're born in a country that's in a war, right? You didn't choose the trauma chose you, kind of, in a sense, right? And these people that go through these events can either change for the good or the better, right? Like I said, another good example is someone who gets addicted to drugs and is traumatized off that. Now he's a homeless guy, or another guy who gets into drugs and traumatizes them, and then he has like this awakening, like, I gotta change, and then he becomes a fucking rockstar millionaire, right? Now, obviously, I put two extremes, right? Even though the drug is a more common one, but I'm just saying, trauma happens to us, and it can either push us up or down, right? Again, momentum. You either go up or down in life. Now, the third one, which is the one I'm going to advise you to take, is chaos. So the one difference between chaos and trauma is that trauma, you didn't ask for it. It just happens to you. Chaos, you go search for the trauma, right? And so for this one, for right now, I'm always going to put the same example for most men, because I think this is the one thing that's going to really help them, that it's something that can push them into the chaos so they can change their identity for the better, right? So the one thing that I always recommend for people that want to search out the trauma to basically force chaos on themselves so they can finally change identity, right? Because the one thing is that a lot of people are very, very stuck in their comfort zone, right? So even if, let's say, they go to the gym and they have good habits, they don't produce anything else, because why? They don't take a big risk. In order to build bigger momentum, you need to take a bigger risk, right? So the one thing I'll recommend for these people is move out your parents' crib, right? That's the one thing, I think that's the one common chaos thing that I can recommend to everybody, is move out your parents' crib, right? Because that's going to force you to, number one, be an adult, and that's going to change your identity so much, right? Another thing could be like, and a negative sense of chaos could be like, you ever see those people that went really, really ugly, but then they had like facial surgery and now they're like Chad, or they become like a disaster, right? Another good way to change your identity is actually change your exterior, so how you look, right? The only thing is that I don't want you, a lot of guys always go to the gym, because that's like the one prescribed pill that all these fucking YouTubers give you. So go to the gym, go to the gym. Like, it's gonna magically change your life, right? The gym is only gonna, if you already have good looks, the gym's gonna improve that. So then you might get more bitches, right? But if you're already somebody who doesn't really look that good, I won't say nobody won't get no bitches, but it's just like, it might not be the bitches that you want, right? But like I said, like, something exterior could happen where, like, it can force, like, a good way to change your identity is something exterior, right? So that's the solution I want to give to you guys, is that you need to either, you can move out your parents' crib, but you need to force something chaotic onto yourself, right? Now, the only difference is that there's two types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers, right? So the people that actually have potential, that actually have ambition, that actually want to become successful, they'll hear this and they'll be like, okay, it's my time to change, right? And, right, for the people that don't do that, the losers in the world, and I'm not saying losers as in terms of fucking, like, I'm just shitting on you, but I'm just saying there are winners and losers in the world, right? If you're fucking 40 and you still live in your parents' crib, you're a fucking loser. Objectively, you might be a good person, but there are winners and losers in the world, right? So I'm not saying that with hate in my heart. I'm just saying that to be objective, right? So for these people that hear this message right now, they're gonna click off this YouTube video and be like, oh, maybe good YouTube video, or that this guy sucks, or whatever the fuck, or maybe they didn't even get this far, but then they'll click onto another video and they'll just repeat the cycle, until they get old, right? And a lot of people who have potential, but they're waiting to change, they're waiting for the trauma to hit them, right? Where they'll keep on watching more and more YouTube videos, and hoping for that one day that the world will force them to change, instead of forcing their will onto the world, right? So for the people who are really they want to get out the cycle to finally really change your identity, you have to do some groundbreaking shit that breaks your identity, right? Now, for many people, it could be different, right? But I'm just saying, I think the one solution that I think will really help people is moving out the parents' crib. I think that's the one thing that universally, if you can't think of something that will change your identity, which it's hard to do, like to really think of, okay, what's something that could really break my identity? I think the number one solution for young men is to move out the parents' crib, right? Because you might suffer, you might lose, but big risk, big reward, right? But anyways, self-improvement is a lie. Focus on your purpose and take action on your purpose, because this world is literally heading to shit. And for us Christians, we're just waiting till Jesus comes back. All right? For you atheists and for you people that don't believe in God, I don't know, bro. Go repent or some shit. All right. But I'm going to catch you on the next one.